Take a look, Aya. What is it? It's a fucking fake news. Fake news. Doesn't look like this. You can't see this shit. You don't just look in, it looks all cool like this. Like, what is that? What is that even? I'm so mad. Every time. Every time. Every time. I didn't expect it to look exactly like this, because I get it. This is cinematic. But, you know, man, like, I just wanted, you know, I wanted to see one of those. Right? And I fully expected it to make that sound when I looked in there in the back of my head. And even now, today, if I were to look into a microscope in the back of my head, that little I can't do it, that little squeaky sound, like mice, that would be the sound in my mind. Your cells are completely surrounded by them. As you can see, the mitochondria, or Eve, has taken over the nucleus. Like, you can see the nucleus, and you can sort of make out, like, sometimes where it is in, like, getting ready to go through cell division. But it's not that fucking cool looking. At all. In a similar manner, the beasts that attacked you probably experienced the same thing. They too looked down at the microscope and were disappointed. Does the mitochondria really have the power to control the nucleus? No! No, it doesn't. No! The normal mitochondria is weak. Never has it ever had such power. It doesn't lift, bro. Well, this other mitochondria, it studied the blade. But Eve's mitochondria has gone through tremendous evolutionary changes and studied the blade. But not this one. Our bullshit mitochondria is garbage and just wants to hang out and drink beer and smoke weed while the nucleus does all the work. This is what I think happened to Eve's mitochondria. It got super swole. Normally, mitochondria require oxygen when they generate energy called ATP. Yeah, ATP is a thing. Do you need oxygen for it, though? I mean, we need oxygen to sustain life, which is all going to filter down into that. But it's been a very long time since I looked at that. I feel like it's not that simple, though. Do you remember this? Do you remember this when you had to study ATP and stuff like that? And you were like, you get this many with the plus and the... And then, like, because your professor is going to ask you about it. Like, if you're in, like, cellular biology, he's going to ask you to do this. I know it's a heat. I don't, but shut up. So at this time, the mitochondria requests oxygen from the nucleus. That's not where it comes from. Why would the... Without the energy supply from the mitochondria, the nucleus cannot function. Okay, yeah, I mean, the powerhouse of the cell has to be on. So in essence, the two organelles constantly rely on each other. But in this case, it seems that Eve developed the power to reverse, they finally use the word, symbiotic relationship. Okay, but the thing about a symbiotic relationship is that it's mutually beneficial. Therefore, there's not really a reversing thing. That would be like saying that all the little buggos that live in your intestines, if they were just like, actually, we're in charge, that's not gonna happen. Additionally, like, don't think you're in charge either, by the way. Evolution, or even mutation, which is evolution, seems likely in this... Oh my gosh. I'm not mad. I just... I think what it is that I can see my younger self being like, oh my gosh, this is good. This is real facts. And I'm like, babe. Little Dane had the internet too. Little Dane could have looked this shit up. Did Little Dane do that? No. Little Dane signed up to go to university and got really disappointed when she couldn't actually make monsters. Also, evolution happens in everything. Reverse the cycle? Look at this. Even with a limited number of cells, her cells have this much power. Can you imagine how much power Eve has within her whole body? So she's basically Dynamo from the movie version of The Running Man. Like, in more than one way, though, right? Because he was an opera singer. Sick. Maida? Yeah, what up? Could you test my cells? Yeah, of course, but, I want to know. I want to know I have the power to fight her. Why don't I get well, no, I do get hot, right? But I don't get on fire. I want to know where I stand with her. She won't text me back. Aya, please, mate, I need to know why. Yeah, of course, give me your blood. Thanks, Maida. I don't know how to pronounce that. Could you, step over here, please, so I can stab you with a sharp object that I probably just used, and it's laying around. I'll need your arm. Why? Like this? Here, just take it. Yes. He's sawing it off. Ow. Let me just set this up here. Ow. Completely unnecessary, by the way. Just, like, prick your finger. What the fuck do you think diabetics do to do their blood tests every day? They don't sit there and go, oh, I gotta just cut into my arm. Oh! I think you better see for yourself, because she's gonna know what she's looking at. What is it? Is it something wrong? They teach you about the cell cycle in cop school. Oh my god. See, if this is what it looked like in there, you could have a sense that something was wrong. See, that's like the atoms with the electrons. You can't see that shit. What the hell is that? Your nucleus is a star, sweetheart. Look at it. It's like, nah, man. Lisa's hairdo does not put up with this. It's a blob. A lot of blobs in there, man. Do you realize what is happening? Lisa's hair has come off completely. Your mitochondria are supplying more energy to the nuclei of your cells. Yes, that is the plural of nucleus. It's almost as if they are protecting the nuclei from E's mitochondria. My goodness, how could it? Why does Aya's mitochondria have this kind of power? I don't know, I just work here. Because it's all bullshit. Are you familiar with Richard Dawkins' theory of the selfish gene? Richard Dawkins is a real guy. The selfish gene. No. Maybe, I don't know. In simple terms, it states that genes act in a manner to preserve and ensure survival of the species. Okay, I don't believe that because genes don't do fucking shit. That's not how it works. Just like when people say that, oh, you know, giraffes evolved to have long necks because they needed to reach the trees. No. Evolution has absolutely no intent. Evolution is a statistical thing in the sense that some mutation that happened on a smaller scale, because it's always mild, was favored more in the sense that it just, like, there's no intellect behind it. It's just the fact that that guy's neck was longer meant he could reach more food than you, which means that he had a higher chance of breeding, and he made more babies, and those babies has his weird freak neck, and the freak neck just kept getting longer and longer, because it turned out that when you can get the leaves up at the top, you live longer and you make more babies! That's what it is. That's exactly why evolution favors mediocrity, because there's absolutely no intelligent design to do with it. Oh my gosh, Dane! Did you just say God's not real? No, I didn't fucking say that. I just said evolution is not it's not a thing. In the sense, oh my gosh, it's not a sense in the thing that anything conscious is going on. It's just stats. It's probability. It's luck. Because you can. So here's a question. You want to read something messed up? Okay, so you're probably gonna see this. Sir Francis Galton. Probably going to mention him in your biology textbooks in the introduction chapter where they go, this guy used to talk about this. No, you're not going to read his book because he got flagged with eugenics. That guy actually went out and he wrote a book called, Dan, how do you not know this? It's in your book collection. Because I did read it. The Hereditary of Genius, or the Genius Hereditary, something like Hereditary and Genius. He was trying to determine, well, I think he was actually trying to prove it, which means that he kind of did it bad. He was trying to show that what he considered to be genius was hereditary, which it's not. But he was trying, so what he did is he'd like go interview noblemen and then see if their like sixth grandchild whatever was also a nobleman, like as far as he could. And the same with like a tradesman and a this man and a that man, because his definition of genius is not what we would statistically call a genius now, because intelligence is different. But anyway, because he was like, how do we make more noblemen? How can we determine where someone will go in life? You're never allowed to read this book because it's a eugenics book, essentially. Even though he wasn't like, you know what, why don't we just wipe out all the guys that aren't geniuses? That was not the plan, but you can see where it might give somebody ideas. It's actually a really dry read. I read it because, of course I did. But, I mean, you can still buy it. It's not, like, banned or anything. But, like, I don't think you can get, like, a digital copy of it. I think you actually have to, like, buy the damn thing. But, anyway, fuck off. Who cares? Dane, nobody cares about biology. Genes act as a manager to preserve and ensure survival of the species. That's not true. Genes just get favored based on luck and probability and statistics and the snowball effect. Why are there so many mediocre... I'm gonna be mean here. Close your ears if you can't handle it. Why do the women that seem to have the most kids be the ones that have like 8 different baby daddies and are on social assistance? Meanwhile, my friend who is like a total girl boss, so smart, got a full ride scholarship, maybe had 1. Huh? Oh my gosh, it's almost like evolution favors mediocrity, and it just favors who fucks the most and successfully gets pregnant. Dang, you can't say stuff like that! Oh my gosh! Oh! Listen, the welfare mom with 12 kids is doing a better job at the evolutionary game than you are. Nick Cannon is winning. Do with that what you will. Dane, that means you completely lost. Yes, I did. I don't have any fucking kids. I'm not going to. Hey, man! I don't read those scientific journals, bro. How'd you know they were called journals? What are you trying to say, bruh? Depending on how you look at it, you can say that Eve is trying to destroy all of mitochondria except her own. Well, good luck, because things mutate. In response to that, Ea's mitochondria has developed the power to rebel. This is magic. Why only Ea's? Shouldn't it be the same for us as well? We should also have that power based on... That seems to follow the natural order of things, but I'm sorry, I don't know why she's the only one with this crazy, super drastic mutation. Oh my gosh! Professor? What is he doing in his own lab? What are you doing in my lab? That's what I said. This is breaking and entering. He's not wrong. Why haven't you evacuated this city, you bastard? I'm asking why you people are in my lab. He's not wrong. I'm on his side on this. We were just using your really expensive shit that's not actually yours because you got it through a grant and it doesn't belong to you. We've received orders to evacuate this city. Professor, you really should. I tell you, cops are the ones corrupting this fine city. This guy was ahead of his time, right? Because Twitter wasn't a thing yet. I'm sorry, it was my fault. You see, I asked them to bring me here. Who the hell are you? Oh, I'm Kanehiko Maeda, and I'm a scientist from Japan. Here's the thing about scientists. You ever met a scientist who goes, I'm a scientist? They go, I'm an anthropologist. I'm a biologist. I'm a corporophagetologist. They say they're an ologist, not a test. They don't do that. And he would go, I am Dr. Kanehiko Maeda. You are using my electronic microscope? Electronic in the sense that it's got an electric light under it. What? What is this? Where did you get this fucking amazing specimen that looks like an FMV from a game in the 90s? That's amazing. You! Where did you get these cells? Those are... They could be anybody's... I don't know. I'm terrible at lying. Do you take me for a fool? With cells like these, we could take over the world. They must affect the body's natural state. Well, look how hot she is. I mean, she's Japanese. And she's blonde. Oh, shut up. I'll just ask Officer Brea, because she'll know. Your cells contain a tremendous amount of energy. I know it's you, because you're super hot. Do you feel any bodily changes? You should feel somewhat hot. Are you hot? No? Speak up, officer. I can't hear you. Are you hot? Are you feeling hot? Have you lost consciousness? Let me answer. Hey, man. Oh, here we go. Hey, what the hell is this? Why is my boy's name here? On this Photoshop screen that we saw before. Lorraine! Lorraine's on here! Clop, you tell me I'll kill you. Oh, here we go. You tell me what this list is for. Tell me you here. You tell me why you got my kid's name. I'm gonna throw you down on the ground, knock you down, kick you right in the face. Let go of me. I don't have to tell you anything. What? But I'm a cop. Daniel, just calm down, man. Ah! Daniel, calm down. Ah, damn. Damn, still? Oh no, click the button, Dan. Get out of here. That went really well, right? Sorry to disturb you, sir. We have to officially warn you of the evacuation. Please remember that. While we used your stuff. Officer Brea, do you enjoy having that barbarian for a partner? I do. Absolutely. You should have seen him earlier when we tried to get into the store. He just shot it. Oh, no, thank you. Bye. Now, I always thought Clamp was Japanese too, but I mean, his name is Clamp. I don't know. It's too late now. It's too late to do anything now. Ha 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 ha. Oh my gosh, that took all day for us to get in a fight with the science man. So, can I get in here? See, that's even worse that we still haven't called the precinct. Dane, just go to the precinct. I will. Relax. I can't remember when I can get in here again. Not today! Hey, man. There is no sign of Eve, but the animals from the zoo are still on the loose. That means I can go in there, right? Yeah! So that you can grind. That's why this is here. But you know what? You can also just go to the precinct and grind. Which I will have to do. See you later, Bill. Like, additionally, even though we haven't called the precinct,